So we're going to start sitting this morning. If you can, we're going to sit in Sukhasana, where bring the heels in and let the shins down to the floor. So it opens up the groins nicely. And as we've discussed before, if you need to pack underneath the legs, you can do with blocks and cushions, etc. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall. And just wriggle around, rearrange our clothes. And take a moment to settle. So sometimes it's easier to do that with the eyes closed. And soften the jaw. Try and relax the shoulders down and out a little bit, rather than just pulling them down, just sort of letting them ease out. Sitting up nice and tall. So it'll take a few minutes here to settle, and then we'll take a few minutes to do some breath work. So at the moment, we're just going to let the breath find itself. As soon as you focus on your breath, you're starting to take some of the natural automatic responses out of the body and kind of loading on preconceived idea of what a natural breath should be. So therefore, it's no longer natural. See if you can move away from that. If you need to change the cross of the legs over, you can. If you're happy to stay in the same place, great. You're going to draw the breath in with the eyes still closed. Draw the breath from the belly into the ribs, all the way up into the collarbones. And then as you exhale, we're going to see if we can go through those three layers again. Drawing the belly in gently, remembering that as we draw the belly in, keep the spine upright. Inhale again, let the diaphragm expand out. And then slowly let it into the chest. And exhale again out slowly until the belly starts to draw in. Inhale, let that diaphragm expand. Fill the ribs to the collarbones. Exhale. Draw it back in. So we're just going to continue letting the diaphragm expand as much as we can. So really emphasizing the stretch of the belly forwards and then drawing back in. Now you'll notice that as your belly expands and the breath moves up, the tendency to expand the rib cage out gets reduced. So you can find a little bit more space to use in the top of the ribs. So we're getting a larger breath, deeper capacity. As Imagine the ribs like a set of bellows expanding. And we'll exhale out for the last time with control. And we'll take a gentle twist to the left. And just letting that breath become its own thing again, rather than us focusing on what we're doing. Try and relax the hips, knees down. We'll rotate very gently back to the front of the mat. Take it across to the second side. And then coming again back to the center. We'll take the left hand out along the floor, a little way out to the side. Take the right arm up as we breathe in. Bend the elbow, sink into that side bend. You can see how close we can get the elbow to the floor, keeping the right knee on the ground. And we'll walk out back in. Over to the other side. And allow yourself to take that hand up towards the sky and then ease into the elbow. Try to keep the left knee down on the ground. Usually find at least one side lifts. And then we'll press away from the floor. Bring ourselves back up. Bring the hands in towards the heart. Just let the little finger and the thumb touch and open the rest of the fingers. Now on the inhale, you're going to start to lift the hands up. Keep your eyes focused on your fingertips. So the head draws back a little bit as the hands go up above the head. And then on the exhale, you bring the hands back gently through in towards the heart. And let the eyes drop down into the heel of the hand in terms of a position to look at. So inhaling up. So imagine this is just a little bowl of water and you're trying to lift it up and down without spilling any. So you're going to make that really smooth movement. You're trying to get a complete extension of the arms and the shoulders. The chest is going to flare a little bit towards the sky as you breathe in and lift up. Quite strong through the shoulders. We'll take one more lift. And we're going to release from there, untangle the legs, come down onto the floor. I'm going to move the blocks to the back of the mat. Take a little breath. Use the hands to guide yourself down. And we'll bring the feet onto the center line, drawing the right knee towards the chest, cupping the hands around the shin. Slide that left leg out Now point the toes away, draw the belly in, and then lift the foot just a little off of the ground. As you do that, flex the right foot as well, and draw the knee out towards the armpit. Now let the left foot come to the floor and just slide the heel back in. Right foot comes down to the ground to meet, and then that left knee can come into the chest. Slide the right leg out, point the toes away, draw the belly in, get a little lift in the foot, just an inch off the ground or so. And then as you exhale, you're going to start to use the hands to draw the knee towards the left, flexing the foot. And we'll lower that foot to the floor. Draw both heels in towards the body. We'll take the hands around the right hamstring, interlacing the fingers. Slowly stretch that leg up towards the sky, keeping the foot flexed. Press the heel up, draw the hip down, draw the belly into the spine. Slide out your left leg. This time I'm going to flex the foot on the left and lift that off the ground just an inch. Now you're going to turn the thigh in a little bit, just to prevent your foot rolling out to the side. You're kind of overcompensating a little bit here. And we'll lower the foot to the floor. Bring that left leg in, drop the right foot down. We'll swap over. Take it into the opposite side. So slowly lengthen the left leg up, foot's flexed, heel lengthens, draw the hip down. You'll start to feel the abdominal muscles engage as you do that. Lengthen out the right leg down the line, flex both feet, ease that right foot off the ground, just an inch or so, half an inch maybe. And we'll lower the right foot to the floor, draw the heel in, ease the left foot into the ground, into the body. We'll take the hands out nice and wide. We're going to take a little spinal twist. So we're going to shimmy the hips to the left and let the legs come to the right. We'll try and keep the thighs together, shoulders on the ground. Use the right hand on top of the thighs just to give them a little bit more weight. Now, some of the ability to get the thighs to the floor is given by how much of a shimmy you took. That becomes more of an experience thing to be able to land that first time. So if you're not quite getting where you think you could be, you can always adjust. We'll start to take those little knees high. Bring ourselves back to the center. Take a little breath. We shimmy out to the right, legs to the left. Again, try and have the thighs together. Whereas normally we take that with the legs apart. So this is a little stronger, a little deeper in the spine. And come back to the center again. And as we arrive, bring the feet in towards the bottom, toes and heels together. I'm going to take the left leg to the sky, turn the toes out for a figure four. So we'll bend the knee, ankle to the outside. Going to draw the right knee in towards the chest, keeping the belly drawn in. Take your left hand through the center, right hand around the outside. If the shin is available, great. If it's not, not a problem. Try and use a little bit of strength in the right leg to draw the left leg towards you, rather than just pulling on the arms. Keep the left foot flexed. Try and move the knee gently towards the front of the mat. And we'll release from there. Take that leg out, give a little shake. Bring the foot down. Swap it over to the other side. Turn the toes out, bend the knee. Get in a safe position, feel like you're locked into a place where you need to be, and then start to use the strength of your left leg to draw the knee in. Take the hands through, the right hand through the center, left hand around the outside. Keep that right foot flexed. Try and keep the spine nice and long. So if you find that your tailbone is rolling away from the floor towards you, see if you can send it down towards the front end of the mat. And one last breath here. And release as you exhale. Extend the leg up, give a little shake out. Bring both knees in towards the chest, have a little knee hug. Wrap the arms around the shins, chin in towards the chest. And then we're going to roll up. So we're going to roll onto our right side. Use the hands, press into the floor. Spin ourselves around. We'll just move the block towards the front of the mat whilst we're coming through. And then up onto the hands and knees. I'll take a little cat-cow. And roll it out. And we're going to lift into our first down dog. So we'll just lean forwards a little bit, tuck the toes underneath, then press the hips back and up. I'll start to walk it out a little bit. So just finding our own space in our own down dog. Seeing how it feels. And we're going to come into a steady position, taking the right leg to the sky with scissor, and then just bend the knee, bring the heel in towards the buttock and flex the foot. We'll draw the knee in towards the chest so that we can circle that knee back out to the side and up towards the sky, keeping the bend in the knee. And we'll try to keep the shoulders with the same amount of weight in each side. So the arms resist the temptation to buckle underneath. We try not to travel forwards, so we're maintaining that down dog position. I'll take one more lift on this side. Bring the foot back down, and then we'll take the left leg up, open it out, scissor, bend the knee, heel comes in, we flex the foot, and then we can draw the knee in towards the chest and take it out to the side. And these circles don't have to be perfect. There's a little bit of twisting going on in the hips. So there is a little bit of rotation happening in the spine as we do that, which is why the temptation for the opposite elbow to kind of buckle underneath happens. So concentrate on that arm, that shoulder, keeping it square to the ground. We'll take one more circle. And then bring the foot down to the floor. Now we'll walk the hands towards the toes. And bring the hands straight onto the shins to lift up halfway. And then fold back down. Hands on the shins again to lift up. So shifting the weight into the toes a little bit, keeping a little bendy in the knees. Coming down. And lifting up. And fold it down. Now we'll bring the hands onto the hips this time. Soften the knees and the flat back to lift all the way up. We'll shake out the arms and the legs a little bit, and we'll step into about the middle of the mat. Bring your toes together as they touch. Hands in towards the heart. We're going to take a little balance here. So find a point that you can focus on. Keep your eyes glued to that. Allow yourself to bend your knees over your toes and squeeze the thighs together. I'm going to shift the weight gently into the left leg. Let the right leg lift. Wrap it around. See if you can hook the foot around the back of the calf. Some can, some can't. Take the arms out wide as you breathe in, and then eagle pose arms. So that right arm is going to come across. Legs are sliding around today in the trousers. Left arm over the top, palms together. Sit a little deeper if you can. And then we'll release. And let ourselves come back up. Just shake out the legs. It's quite strong on the ankles. Bring your toes together again, a little space for the heels. Find your focus point. Hands into the heart, bend the knees. Sit down gently. Shift the weight into the right leg. Lift that left leg up. Fold it across and wrap around. So the benefit again in the foot hooked around is that your legs don't slide apart, but it does make you feel a little bit more exposed. So this time we bring the left arm and the right arm over the top. Bring the palms together. Sit down a little lower if you can. Try to keep the spine long. And then release. Shake it all out as you come back up to the front of the mat. Feet about hip distance apart. We'll take the hands high. Breath in. Into the heart, exhale down. Hands onto the hips. Lift up. Take it into a little bit of a back bend. Hands into the heart. Soften the knees over the toes. Knees track the feet. Sit back down into the chair. Extend the hands out in front. Take a little breath. Open the legs out. Take the body forwards into the forward fold. Down to the floor. Hands onto the hips. Soften the knees, flat back and lift up. Take the hands high into a little bit of a back bend again. Hands come into the heart. Knees soften. We sit back into the chair. Exhale the hands out. Breath in. As you draw the belly in, lengthen yourself forwards, down to the floor. Hands onto the hips, soften the knees a little to come up. Remember, we're taking a little back bend at the top. On an exhale. Hands come into the heart. Soften the knees. Sit back gently into our chair. Keep the belly drawn in. Exhale the hands out. Breath in. Exhale forwards and down. Hands onto the hips for the last time to lift. And a little sun salutation. So hands to the sky. Through the heart. Exhale to the floor. Right foot into the lunge. Big step. Lift the chest. Strong back leg pressing out. Belly drawn in. Drop the heel onto the center line. Bring the hands alongside the hips or onto the thighs. It's your practice. So stronger if you take the hands out to the side. There's 3 nice breaths here. And then float the hands to the sky. Lengthen out towards the front of the mat. Hands come down. Spin the back heel and step it back into down dog. Take a breath. Come into the plank as you start to exhale forwards into your half plank. Remember, knees can come to the floor if you wish. Up dog. To down dog. 3 nice breaths here. Now draw the right knee in, 4th breath. Bring the foot through as we exhale into lunge. Come onto the fingertips. Push off the back touch. Folding deep. Hands onto the hips and you lift. So do the same to the second side. Inhale high. Into the heart. Exhale down. Left foot back. Drop the heel in. Open into our warrior 2. 3 breaths. Set the foundation, feet first. Work up through your body. Checking that everything feels like it's in the right place. Stretching in the right direction. Pulling in where it needs to pull in. Lengthening where it needs to lengthen. Smiley face is optional. Float the arms to the sky. Rotate and lengthen out. Bend it back into that down dog. Come forwards into plank, half plank. Take the up dog. Strong legs. Make it easier to lift. 3 nice breaths. We'll draw the left knee in. Exhale to the front of the mat. Push off the toes from the lunge into the forward fold and sinking deep. Hands onto the hips to lift up. So add a little more to that. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right foot into the lunge. Drop the heel in. Lift into your warrior two. Taking the hands high this time, we're going to rotate, spin the heel on the back foot up towards the sky, find some balance. And then on the exhale, we're just going to bend the knees gently. Let that right knee tap into the floor. Lift back up. Come back down. And we'll lift back up. Come down again. And lift back up. And two more. And last one. And lengthen forwards. And step back into down dog. Take a breath in to plank. Exhale into the half. Breath in on the up dog. Exhale to lift. To down dog. Right knee comes in. Exhale through. Little breath on the back foot to press into forward fold. Hands over the hips and lift up. Second side. Exhale through. Should be breathing a little bit deeper now. Left foot back into lunge. Drop the heel. Lift into your warrior two. So the hands high. Rotate the chest and the hips. Spin the back heel. Find balance. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Try not to let the knee travel forwards too far off the ankle. You're pretty much trying to keep it over the top. We move around a little bit, but we try and limit it as much as we can. The belly drawn in as you exhale down. Last time coming down to the floor. Lengthen out, down, into down. Breath into plank. Exhale to half. Breath in for up dog. Down dog, 3 long breaths. And that left knee comes in, steps through, lunge to forward fold on the exhale. Hands onto the hips and lift up. Inhale high. Hands into the heart. Folding down, right foot to the back of the mat. Drop the heel in. Open up into warrior two. Float the arms overhead. Lengthen out down to the mat and spin the back heel. Drop the back knee to the floor. Allow yourself to take your left hand forwards as you spin the left foot out 45 degrees to the side. Let the knee open out. Turn the hand all the way back onto your buttocks. Inhale it back up. Spin the foot back into parallel. Hands back onto the floor. And stepping back into your down dog. Come forwards on the plank on the breath. Push forwards into your half plank. Up dog. To down dog. 3 nice breaths. We'll draw the right knee into the chest. Bring the foot through into lunge. Push off the toes. Into that folded deep down. Hands onto the hips and lift up. One last side to do. Inhale high. And through the heart. Exhale down to the floor. Left foot back. Drop the heel in. Open up into warrior 2. Float the arms overhead. Lengthen out. Down to the floor. Drop that knee down onto the ground. Spin the front foot as that right arm lifts up. Goes all the way over. Touches the buttock. Inhale it back up. Spin the foot back into parallel. Step it back into down dog. Take the breath in to plank. Exhale for the half. Try not to come too low. Inhale, even weight through both shoulders and arms. Back into down dog. 3 nice breaths. We'll draw the left knee in, bring it through. Press into the forward fold. Take another breath. And let ourselves lift up. Inhale high. Hands to the heart. Now we're going to take a step out to the left, so I'm back towards you, rather than front towards you. And we're going to take the arms out into a nice star shape. Turn the toes towards the front of the mat and sink into warrior 2. Now we'll turn the palm on the front hand and take that into reverse warrior. Stretch it over gently. And come back into warrior 2. Extend over the front thigh into side angle. Take the top arm up towards the sky. We're going to windmill, so we're going to rotate the arm around gently. Keep the weight in the back leg. Last time we're going to take a big full circle. We'll come back into our warrior 2. Float the arms overhead. Rotate gently towards the front of the mat. We'll lean forwards, let the arms come down. Come forwards again. And use them, hopefully, to step up to the front of the mat. A little bit more gracefully than I did, perhaps. Bring the hands in towards your heart, taking a spin out to the right. Allow yourself to take the legs out, nice and wide. Take the arms out as well. Take a little breath. Spin the feet into the front of the mat. Sink into the warrior 2, find your position. Get yourself settled, turn the palm on the front hand, reverse warrior. You're going to draw the belly in. Lengthen over. And come back into warrior 2. Extend out. Forearm comes in. Windmills. It should press down in the back leg enough to feel the muscles around the kneecap, quads, lift and pull a little bit. Should be able to feel a little bit of work going in on the rib cage down towards the hip on the right side. As you take your arm over it a bit, kind of accentuate it a little bit. Look around for the last time. Come back into our warrior two. Lift the hands high. Rotate and spin. Find balance. Hands come forwards. We step into the front of the mat a little bit better each time. Take a step out again to the left. Allow ourselves to take the arms out into that star shape and into our warrior two. We're going to allow ourselves to extend forwards. Bring the hand down onto the front of the shin. Wrap the top arm around the back so it's almost onto the front thigh. Take a little breath. Slowly open up that front leg. So we come into triangle pose. Again, the back leg should feel like the thigh is lifting. Hips are over the center line. So if you find yourself kind of tweaking your bottom out to the right side a little bit, you want to press the pelvis forwards over to the left. Now we'll slowly soften the front knee, come back up into warrior two, float the arms overhead, bring the hands onto the inside of the front foot. Spin the fingers round to the long side of the mat, turning the toes in. So into a wide leg forward fold. Going to take a breath, get some length in the spine, so press the tailbone away a little bit, draw the belly in, and then float gently down to the floor. Feet press down, backs of the legs open up a little bit. Tailbone lifts, you can actually draw the belly in. Imagine you've got a pair of hooks on your sitting bones you can lift yourself up with. And let the head drop. Make space to find somewhere you can fill into. Almost there. Last breath. Bring the hands back up underneath you as you lift up. Walk the fingers around to the front end of the mat into a lunge. Take a little breath. Step into a forward fold. Bring the hands onto the hips and let ourselves lift. Bring hands in towards the heart. We'll step out to the right. Let the hands open out. Turn into our warrior two. Extend over. Hand comes down on the bottom of the shin. Wrap that top arm around. See if we can find the thigh. When you're ready, take a little breath. Draw the belly in, exhale. Open up the front leg. Remember the hips position over the center line. Lengthen the body out of the hips. Keep the belly drawn in a little bit to support that back. Press the hips a little towards the back of the mat. Try and reduce the amount of weight in that front hand on the shin. Now soften the front knee. Come back up into warrior two. Take the hands high and then come on the inside of the front foot. Walk the fingers around. Long side of the mat. Now I'm going to turn the heels in once, toes in once, heels in once. That works for my legs. Your legs might be a different length, so you might need less or more. But we're going to then wiggle our bottoms down so that they feel like they're the same height from the floor as our kneecaps, and that the shins are vertical and the knees are not moving in towards the center line. We're going to sort of drawing them out a little bit. And then we'll bring the hands onto the thighs. Lift ourselves up just a little bit. You can rock out a little bit more if you wish to, just to get super comfortable. And just start to turn the tailbone down to the floor. That lifts the spine a little bit more. And then we'll bring the hands in towards the heart. And we'll breathe. One last breath. And then you bring the hands down to the floor. Walk the fingers around to the front of the mat. We'll step back into down dog. And into all fours. Ooh, that feels a whole lot safer down on the ground. But we'll take a little bit of balance work whilst we're here. So we'll tuck the toes of the right foot underneath and lengthen the leg away. Lift that foot away from the floor, keeping the belly drawn in. We'll bend the knee. Take the left hand away. Watch the fingers as we take the hand out to the side for a twisted Superman pose. Find the foot. Open the chest up. Lengthen it out. Press the shin back. And we'll release everything back down to the floor. Take it to the second side. So left foot lengthens out, lifts, knee bends, right arm extends out to the side. We open up, lengthen out. And then release. Everything comes back down to the floor. A couple of rounds of cat-cow. Into neutral. Take the right hand up towards the sky as you breathe in. We're going to thread that through and under. Exhale it down and round. Shoulder and ear onto the floor. 3 nice breaths. And then we press away on that last exhale. Take a breath in. And the next inhale, the left arm lifts. We fold it under and through. 3 nice breaths. And press away at the end of the exhale. Come back up. I'm going to take the block behind. Take the feet out in front. And the legs out for Dandasana. So the feet come together, they flex back. Try and get a sensation of the legs going forwards. So lengthening away, pressing the sitting bones down. Just check your shoulders don't run around a little bit inadvertently. And draw them out to the side so the front of the chest stays nice and open. And then we'll begin Janu Shirshasana. So we'll bring the right heel in to the groin, knee out to the side, little bend into the front leg, square the hips, flex the front foot, going to lengthen over, come down low, take the hands around the shin or the sole of the foot. Lengthen the heel away and the hip back, keep the foot flexed, pointing towards the sky. Try to keep the head and the neck in line with the spine. Now that's a little difficult because it's surrounded at the moment, but just imagine there's a line from your hips through to the crown of the head. Your body is following that and it's flat and long. Last breath here. Use the hands to ease yourself back up. We'll swap over to the second side. Square it up, little bend the knee, footy flex, lifting up the body, fold it over. Lengthen it out into whatever is the good place for you to be. Use the hands to lift back up again. Slowly come back down to the floor. We'll move the block out to the back of the head. Knees are high. We'll take a final spinal twist whilst we're down here. And we're going to take the feet together close into the bottom and lift the left leg up towards the sky and cross the thighs over. Bring the foot down. So this is not like a figure four. We're trying to wrap the thighs close. And if you're able to get the foot under the calf, great. We'll take a little breath from there and then slowly let the legs roll over to the right side. And turn the head to the left. And draw your abdominals back in to lift back up slowly. Untangle the legs. Get that right leg high. Cross it over, squeeze those thighs together as close as you can. And then roll it out to the left. So if the foot doesn't hook around the back of the calf, still want to squeeze the thighs together a little bit. Keep them nice and close. And we'll finally bring the legs back up. Untangle and give them a little shake out. We'll take both legs up to the sky. Give them a little wriggle out. And then bring the feet down to the floor gently. Take the feet out as wide as the mat. And then slide them out to the corner edges of the mat. Let the hands come back down, closer to the side of the body, palms face up. Just close the eyes and soften the jaw. And let yourself sink into that mat. And we can begin to stretch those fingers and toes. Allow the wrists and ankles to move. Breathe a little deeper. Use that for a stretch. Let it look how it needs to look. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly draw a heel at a time back in. And ease our way one leg at a time into a little bit of a hug. We'll take another breath in. And on the exhale, we'll roll onto our right side. Stay there for a breath. And the very next exhale, use the hands to press gently into the floor to lift up. There, be gentle with your spine and come back into a nice, easy seated posture. Hands move towards the heart. So take a breath in, closing the eyes, letting the chin drop. As we exhale, the belly can draw to the spine and we bow gently to the floor to seal our practice. And inhale, we slowly lift the spine back up with a breath. Head lifts, finally the eyes open. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me for Wednesday Dynamic Yoga. Have a lovely rest of the week.